All right, everyone, welcome to Two Old Goats Farm, and today I want to talk about something pretty personal, but I am really happy with the direction that everything's going. So I wanted to share with some of you. You may be going through the same thing, but you never know until somebody talks about it. So growing up, I had a condition on my scalp, psoriasis, and what it was my body just completely overreacting and creating white blood cells that would just actually, sit on my scalp, and I used to call it scales. So it was quite embarrassing growing up. I had a hairdresser kind of like make a very loud comment when I was getting my hair that I had lice. It was just one of those things where I just tried to hide it, but you really can't. So I found things like in the summertime, when I was always spending a lot of time in the pool or on the ocean, that it would clear up, and my acne would clear up as well. I had a really bad case of that. And when I was young, or even like up until recently, I didn't realize that all of these things were basically your body sending out, SOS. It could be anywhere from what you were consuming to your environment, different things. So that's why I kind of really did the research. And I've been on, I think I was one of the first people put on, first group of people put on Accutane. Accutane is a pretty heavy duty drug. It was experimental at the time when I was a teenager, and you actually have to watch your liver. It can do a lot of liver damage. I have all of my things. I've been on over-the-counter shampoos, tea gel. I actually purchased tea sal, which is supposed to help with psoriasis. Different prescription shampoos that I've had with no results. Topical treatments that I've had. This one's fun. This is an oil that you would put on before you go to bed and have to wear a shower cap. So, mind you, it's not only very painful, it's almost like a shingle experience as far as I'm concerned, as far as the pain. It's just not nice. I feel bad for anyone who has to go through it, and that's why I'm sharing this today. So, again, cleaning up your diet, sugar, carbs, all of that stuff. It is helpful if you start watching, putting more clean fats, more proteins, more vegetables, but not everybody can do that. It's, again, a learning process and something that you go through, but it's something that Billy and I have been doing and seeing good results. That was up until the point when I was diagnosed with cancer at 49. I had an outbreak, and because my body was just fighting everything. And recently, with the COVID experience, each time that I've contracted COVID, I've had COVID twice, and each vaccination, I've had a severe outbreak. Now, I'm not a doctor. Is it connected to that? I don't know. But to me, I have a connection there, and that's just what I roll with. So, not that I would have done anything different, but this is how my body reacted to it. So I'm really happy to say that I've finally come across something that's working for me. Again, I'm not a doctor, but if you want to give it a shot, if you're having some kind of dandruff issues, I've just recently, as January, even went on Otezla, which is an absolutely ridiculous drug. Here's a drug that is coated in lactose. So you're taking a medication that's coated in lactose, then you have to keep increasing the milligrams over a period of time so your body doesn't go into a full-blown lactose episode. And then after a month or two, your body gets used to it and goes right back to the psoriasis outbreak. So medications, like I said, you can see I've tried almost everything that's out there, and I'm just all done with it. So we found there's a farm close to us called Cherry Grove Farm, and they do classes, and you can go online. They're in Lawrenceville, and they have They have a cheese making class. We haven't done that yet. I haven't done the sourdough class. Billy and I went to a beekeeping class that was fascinating. And we've gone on several weed walks. Not that weed, the weeds that are growing in the ground. So, I mean, although that does grow in the ground, but just piquing our interest in herbal remedies and things that are out there. So I have a video talking about rose water that I distilled and have been using as a facial. Roses, if you can get organic rose, you know where you're getting that rose petal from, that it wasn't sprayed with any contaminants, that it is natural. You can make your own rose water, and that balances out the pH in your face. I don't have anything on, but my rosacea is almost under control to where I'm really happy with it. I've added the rose water that I distilled to, which I can't believe how easy it is, to witch hazel for a tonic treatment on my face, and I've also gotten Greek Lane and making face masks. So a lot of fun going in that direction, but just again different things. So back to my head and my hair. I have not had a haircut, as you can see, since November, because my outbreak was so severe that I couldn't actually run a comb through my head. My head was actually on the side. It would get wet from just the oozing. It was ridiculous. So we went into a herbal direction, and I'm seeing results that are astounding, and it's only been 2 weeks. So I went to a reputable source of pine needles. You see, these have been in my freezer. So this is the pine needle that I extracted from a tree that I know is not sprayed. It's away from the highways or anything where it might get contaminants. And I took a jar with the pine needles and some white distilled vinegar, and I filled that up, put it in a cold, dark place for 2 weeks, and then I strained out the pine needles, and I was left with a vinegar hair rinse. Now, that might sound like crazy talk, but let me tell you, I can't begin to state how this has helped me. I want each of you, if you go to try this, to test a small area and see how your body reacts. Everybody reacts differently, but I am really happy with the results. So I got a bottle, a plastic squeeze bottle off of the internet. I actually marked that line for my easy reference, and that's 8 ounces of water. So I'll fill this up with tepid filtered water, 8 ounces, and then I'll take a tablespoon of the pine needle infused vinegar, put that in there, and then every other day, instead of conditioner, I'll wash my hair like normal, but instead of conditioner, I will actually, last thing I do before I get out of the shower is apply all of this all over my scalp. Now, my first reaction was to rinse it, because it's vinegar, you know, you smell like an Easter egg. But I gave it a shot, and the second time that I used it, I did not rinse my hair. I just simply blow dried it. By the time my hair was dried, the vinegar smell was gone. So I don't rinse my hair anymore. And it is amazing in the results that I've had. I'm very happy with it. So I will be continuing to do this. Pine is, the reason why this is working, I feel, is one is the vinegar. 2 is pine has an antifungal and an antibacterial quality to it. So all of that is infused into the vinegar. I'm going to try it with rose petals that I did as well. This has been infusing for some time, so I'm going to strain that, and I'm going to treat it in the same way. Rose petals rose water tends to balance out the pH in your skin, so I'll give that a shot too. But it's a great hair strengthener. I stopped losing a lot of hair. I've noticed a lot less shedding. I will admit that I did do this a couple days in a row, and I kind of got that funky green tint, you know, like we used to get when you do chlorine in a pool. but that went away, and it could be just because I'm gray now. So, but just keep that in mind, that you might have some kind of reaction that you don't want to have. So test a small area, go slow if you're going to try it, and I'm hoping that you may find that you have the results that I'm having. And again, just different directions that I've been going, a learning process through all of it, and it is just another option, very cheap option. You consider how much you spend for all of this vinegar, and you know, versus a conditioner, you know, a really good shampoo and conditioner. This is just a great way to cut down or go down no faux or no shampoo, or people are doing that as a trend as well. So I hope everybody's doing well, and take care.